Relax, my dear. Life is very beautiful, but you cannot taste its beauty while you are constantly trying to manage what happens next. Look around for a moment. Perhaps light is entering the room, a familiar sound is nearby, or your body is being supported by the chair beneath you. These ordinary gifts are easy to miss when attention is occupied with monitoring every person, preventing every problem, and arranging every outcome. Control keeps asking, what might happen later? Joy asks, what is available to experience now? I return my attention to the life that is here. This does not mean forgetting responsibilities. It means refusing to spend the whole present, preparing for a future you may never experience in the form you imagine. Have you ever eaten a lovely meal while mentally attending tomorrow's meeting? The food was present, but you were not. Perhaps someone you love was speaking, yet you were privately analyzing whether the relationship would remain safe next year. The conversation ended, and you could remember the concern, but not the words they shared. Control does not always destroy joy dramatically. Sometimes it removes your attention in tiny pieces until an entire day has passed without being inhabited. Enjoyment requires my presence, not the perfection of my circumstances. You can plan for tomorrow and still taste today's breakfast. You can care about the future without asking the future to consume every peaceful moment that arrives before it. Desire itself is not a problem. It is natural to want love, meaningful work, financial support, health, creativity, companionship, and a comfortable home. Desire can show you what matters and inspire appropriate action. Attachment begins when desire becomes a condition for your right to be okay. I would love this changes into I must have this, or my life cannot be meaningful. The desired outcome is no longer something you welcome. It becomes the authority deciding whether you may feel safe. I can deeply desire something without making my entire well-being depend upon it. This creates room for disappointment without turning disappointment into the destruction of your identity. Attachment also changes how you meet reality. When life differs from the picture in your mind, you do not simply feel disappointed. You begin arguing with the existence of what happened. You say, this must not be the answer. They must become different, or my plan must work because I have already invested so much. Energy that could help you adjust becomes trapped in resistance. Acceptance does not mean enjoying the result or pretending that loss is insignificant. It means saying, this is the reality before me, and I can decide how to meet it. From there, you may grieve, renegotiate, change direction, seek help, or begin again. Acknowledging reality restores movement. Control is not only a mental habit. You may feel it throughout the body. Think of something you are trying very hard to manage and notice what happens. Do the shoulders rise, the jaw lock, the neck stiffen, or the abdomen pull inward? Perhaps your hands close without your realizing it. The body may prepare as though holding tension will keep the situation from changing. Then breathing becomes smaller, and the reduced physical space may make every thought feel more urgent. My body does not have to hold my whole life together through tension. You can remain responsible without remaining physically clenched. Try a simple release now. Open your hands and let the fingers rest instead of gripping. Allow the shoulders to move downward. Loosen the tongue from the roof of the mouth and soften the area around the eyes. Take a comfortable breath rather than the largest breath you can force. Let the exhalation leave slowly and notice whether the abdomen can release slightly. You are not using the body to guarantee a particular outcome. You are telling it that this moment does not require continuous bracing. I soften my body while meeting life with awareness. Physical softness and practical strength can exist together. Control becomes especially painful in relationships because love needs freedom in order to remain alive. You may want someone to communicate, work, heal, spend money, express affection, or make decisions according to your standards. Some requests may be reasonable, and shared commitments should be discussed honestly. But another person is not a project assigned to you for permanent management. When every difference is treated as a defect you must correct, they may resist, hide, or move emotionally farther away. I release the need to change others in order to feel secure. You can invite cooperation without demanding that another person surrender their individuality. This does not mean tolerating harmful behavior. Love and boundaries perform different functions. Love recognizes the other person's humanity, while a boundary identifies what you will and will not participate in. You may say, "I care about you, and I will not continue this conversation while I am being insulted." You are not controlling whether they shout. You are choosing what you will do if shouting continues. You may offer an opinion, but they remain responsible for the decision. I communicate clearly, protect my well-being, and allow others to own their choices. A boundary helps you stop controlling because it returns your attention to the behavior that genuinely belongs to you. Control sometimes wears the very respectable clothing of care. You say, "I only want what is best for you," and perhaps that is sincere. Yet beneath the concern may be fear. Fear that they will fail, make a mistake, leave, suffer, or choose something you do not understand. Helping can then become a way of removing your own discomfort. You offer advice repeatedly, check whether it was followed, and become offended when the person chooses another path. Ask, "Am I helping, or am I trying to make my own fear disappear?" This question can transform care from interference into respect. Genuine help considers what the other person actually wants and needs. Before helping, ask permission. Would you like me to listen, offer an idea, or assist practically? Their answer may surprise you. Sometimes people need a witness rather than a solution. Sometimes they already know what they will do and simply need room to speak. If they decline your advice, let the refusal remain theirs without turning it into rejection of your love. I can care without taking over. You may still intervene when genuine safety or responsibility requires it, but not every uncomfortable choice is an emergency. Respect allows another person to develop wisdom through their own experience. Now ask where control has been stealing enjoyment from you. Is it present during meals, conversations, creative work, travel, rest, or time with people you love? Choose one daily activity and practice being there without improving, predicting, or evaluating it. Taste the food, hear the music, feel the water, or look into the other person's eyes. When the mind rushes toward management, say, "This moment is not a problem to solve." Then return to the experience. Joy does not always arrive as excitement. Sometimes it is simply the absence of argument with an ordinary moment. Open your hands once more and say, "I welcome desire," without turning it into a demand. I accept reality without surrendering my ability to respond. I release the need to change others. I care without controlling. I allow my body to soften and my attention to return. You do not have to arrange all of life before you are permitted to enjoy any of it. Let something remain unfinished while you drink the tea. Let someone be different while you remain clear about your boundary. Let tomorrow wait while you receive one beautiful part of today. I am here. Life is here. And for this moment, I allow that to be enough. Let yourself answer this honestly. How much of your daily energy is spent trying to manage how other people feel about you? Perhaps you agree when you want to decline. Explain decisions that require no defense, or soften every truth so no one experiences discomfort. When someone becomes disappointed, you rush to repair their mood. When they are angry, you assume you must have done something wrong. When they disagree, you begin doubting what you knew 5 minutes earlier. Another person's feeling is real, but it is not automatically my responsibility to change it. You can care about the effect of your behavior, listen when repair is needed, and apologize when you have caused harm. But you do not have to organize your whole life around preventing every possible disappointment. That is not harmony, it is emotional management. Imagine telling someone, "I cannot do that this weekend." They become quiet, and your body immediately feels an alarm. You begin adding explanations, offering alternatives you do not want, and perhaps withdrawing the boundary altogether. Nothing terrible has happened. Another person is simply disappointed. Disappointment is an emotion human beings can experience and survive. I can allow someone to be disappointed without abandoning what is right for me. Their feeling does not automatically prove that your boundary was unkind. Sometimes it only proves that your decision differs from their preference. Give them the dignity of having their response without turning yourself into its emergency repair service. There is a difference between empathy and emotional control. Empathy says, "I understand that this is difficult for you." Control says, "You must stop feeling difficult emotions so that I can become comfortable again." Empathy can sit beside sadness without rushing it away. It can hear anger without immediately surrendering every limit. It can remain present during disagreement without turning difference into catastrophe. I can be loving without making everyone happy. This may feel unfamiliar if approval once determined whether you felt safe. Begin by allowing one person to have one feeling without reshaping yourself to remove it. Now let us look at spiritual control, because even beautiful beliefs can become another way of narrowing life. You may say, "I will be happy only if this relationship returns, this project succeeds, or this exact opportunity appears." The desire itself may be sincere, but when happiness is placed behind one locked condition, the present is denied every other form of good. You tell the universe not only what you want, but the single acceptable package in which it must arrive. I am open to good in unexpected forms. This does not ask you to settle for what violates your values. It asks whether the form you imagined is the only form capable of meeting the deeper need. Suppose you want recognition through one particular position. Beneath that desire may be a wish to contribute, create, lead, earn more, or use abilities that have remained unseen. If the position does not appear, the deeper qualities may still be available through another role, collaboration, business, or project. One path thinking sees only the missing title. Receptivity remembers the experience that title was supposed to provide. I remain clear about the quality I desire and flexible about the shape it may take. This flexibility gives life more than one place through which to answer. Your intention remains alive without becoming confined to one doorway. Control creates tunnel vision. When you stare at one expected result, alternatives may become almost invisible. You reject an introduction because it does not come from the person you expected. You overlook a modest beginning because it does not resemble the completed dream. You continue repairing a method that has repeatedly failed instead of asking whether another method deserves attention. The useful question is, what else could work? Ask it without desperation. Let curiosity search where control has refused to look. What else could work? May reveal that the conversation should happen in writing rather than during another heated exchange. It may show that the large project needs a smaller first version. It may suggest asking for collaboration instead of proving that you can do everything alone. Perhaps the original timeline is unrealistic, the audience is different, or the goal itself needs refinement. Another route is not automatically a lesser route. Adaptation does not mean the dream defeated you. It means you are learning to cooperate with information. Perfectionism is control wearing a very respectable disguise. It says everything must be correct before you are allowed to relax, share, celebrate, or enjoy yourself. There is always one more improvement, one more task, and one more flaw to remove. The finish line moves whenever you approach it. You complete the work, but now the room must be organized. The room is organized, but your body must change. The body changes, but the future must become certain. Good enough is sometimes enough. This sentence may frighten the part of you that believes perfection prevents criticism. Yet perfection has never controlled other people's opinions. Ask what the task genuinely requires. A medical decision, legal document, or safety procedure may require careful accuracy. A casual meal, personal message, creative experiment, or ordinary household task may not require the same standard. Perfectionism treats everything as though a tiny imperfection will produce enormous consequences. Wisdom matches the degree of care to the real importance of the situation. I give each task the care it deserves, without demanding that every task become a masterpiece. Complete something and allow it to remain completed. Do not reopen it merely because rest feels unfamiliar. There is freedom in deciding beforehand what done will mean. Choose the necessary criteria, complete them, and stop. If new information later requires revision, you can revise then. This prevents anxiety from continually adding invisible requirements. I let completion be a real place where I am permitted to arrive. After finishing, notice the impulse to search for another problem. Instead, pause and acknowledge what has been accomplished. Satisfaction is a capacity that grows when you allow an ending to register. Responsibility and control are not the same. Responsibility asks, what is my part? Control asks, how can I determine every part? You are responsible for preparing your work, speaking honestly, keeping agreements, setting boundaries, and responding to feedback. You are not responsible for guaranteeing that everyone approves, that no obstacle appears, or that the future follows your schedule. I do my part, and I release the rest. This is not an excuse for incomplete effort. It is an accurate boundary around your influence. Before beginning a task, define your part in one sentence. My part is to prepare and present the proposal clearly. My part is to express my concern respectfully. My part is to obtain reliable information and make the best decision currently available. Then identify what is not your part, another person's response, the final selection, and every future variable do not belong to your direct command. I measure myself by the integrity of my participation, not by my ability to control the entire outcome. This makes accountability possible without omnipotence. You can learn from results without treating yourself as the sole cause of everything that happens. Control also tries to manage emotion. It says fear must leave, sadness must become gratitude, and anger must become forgiveness before you are allowed to continue. But emotion does not respond well to being ordered out of the room. Notice where it appears physically: heaviness behind the eyes, pressure in the chest, warmth in the face, or movement in the abdomen. Name it without judgment. This feeling is allowed to exist while I decide how to care for myself. Allowing emotion does not mean acting upon every impulse. It means removing the additional punishment created by emotional rejection. Give the feeling a little space and ask what it needs you to know. Sadness may need acknowledgement rather than correction. Anger may identify a violated limit. Fear may point toward preparation, protection, or an old expectation that no longer fits the present. Sometimes a feeling carries no clear instruction and simply needs time to change. I listen for information without demanding that every emotion justify its presence. You can breathe, walk, write, cry, speak with someone trustworthy, or rest. Let care follow observation. Emotions move differently when they are not forced into permanence. A wave rises, reaches intensity, and changes. The mind may keep the wave active by repeating the story, but the feeling itself is not a fixed object. Notice its edges. Is it equally strong everywhere in the body? Does it remain identical from one minute to the next? I allow this feeling to move at its own honest pace. You are not waiting impatiently for it to disappear. You are discovering that presence can contain change without controlling it. Building tolerance for uncertainty begins with small experiments. Leave one non-essential thing unchecked. Allow someone else to complete a task using their method, provided the necessary result and shared agreements are respected. Let a minor imperfection remain where no real harm will result. Notice the urge to intervene and wait briefly before deciding whether intervention is necessary. I can experience uncertainty without treating it as an immediate danger. Tolerance grows through surviving manageable moments in which control was available but not required. The body learns from experience, not only from explanation. Choose one ordinary situation. Perhaps another person loads the dishwasher differently, chooses the route, plans the meal, or organizes a shared task. Before correcting them, ask whether the difference creates a real problem or merely violates your preferred method. If the result is safe and acceptable, let their way remain their way. Different does not always mean wrong. This practice is not about silencing legitimate needs. It is about noticing how often preference disguises itself as necessity. Leave one message unanswered until you have the capacity to respond thoughtfully. Allow one purchase decision to remain open overnight. Submit one piece of work after meeting its real requirements rather than its imaginary perfect standard. Each experiment gives you evidence that life can continue without continuous intervention. I am learning that incompleteness, delay, and difference can exist without destroying my safety. The discomfort may still appear. Let the experiment teach you that discomfort can rise and pass without being obeyed. Make room for spontaneity as well. A schedule can support what matters, but a schedule controlling every minute leaves little space for surprise. Set aside a period with no productivity goal. Walk without turning the walk into a performance metric. Draw, cook, read, listen to music, visit somewhere nearby, or follow a simple curiosity because it feels enjoyable. Pleasure does not have to justify itself through achievement. You are not wasting time. You are remembering that a human life contains play, discovery, and delight. Control may ask, "What will I gain from this?" Answer, "I may gain the experience itself." Not every meaningful moment becomes a skill, income source, photograph, or item completed on a list. Some moments are valuable because you were alive and present for them. I allow an experience to be worthwhile before it becomes useful. Follow one harmless impulse toward beauty or enjoyment. Let surprise return to a life that has been managed too tightly. Do not postpone joy until everything is fixed. There will almost always be an unanswered question, unfinished task, imperfect relationship, or future concern. If happiness is permitted only after the complete removal of difficulty, it may remain permanently delayed. Ask, "What can I enjoy in this moment?" The answer does not need to be profound. It may be a meal, sunlight on the wall, a song, clean clothing, a brief conversation, or the relief of sitting down. Receiving one pleasant moment does not mean you have forgotten the problems that still require care. People sometimes feel guilty when they experience joy during a difficult period. They believe sadness proves that they care, while pleasure might mean they are ignoring reality. But the heart can contain more than one truth. You can grieve and still laugh. You can face uncertainty and still taste your food. You can work toward change and still appreciate what has not been lost. Joy does not betray my pain. It gives me strength to continue living beside it. Let goodness join your experience without requiring difficulty to leave first. Try receiving one ordinary pleasure without evaluating it. Drink something warm and notice the temperature. Listen to a piece of music without checking another screen. Look at the sky for a full minute without photographing it. Let another person finish speaking without preparing your response. I practice being where my life is happening. Enjoyment is not another task to optimize. It is the willingness to stop leaving the present. At the end of the day, ask 3 questions. Where did I manage another person's feelings instead of allowing them to have their response? Where did perfectionism move the finish line? Which moment of joy did I receive before everything was resolved? Do not turn the answers into another performance review. Use them to recognize where tomorrow might contain 5% more freedom. Awareness is enough to begin changing my relationship with control. You do not need to correct the entire day before sleeping. Now open your hands. Feel the difference between holding something and squeezing it. You can hold a desire, relationship, responsibility, or plan with care without using every muscle to keep it from changing. Say, "I release what is not mine to control." Then say, "I trust myself to handle what comes." Trust does not promise that every event will match your preference. It remembers that you can meet change without abandoning yourself. Your safety begins to rest within your capacity to respond rather than within a guarantee that nothing unexpected will happen. Say, I allow myself to enjoy life before everything is perfect. Let the sentence enter the places where joy has been postponed. You do not need every person to be pleased, every possibility to be certain, or every emotion to become comfortable. You need enough presence to receive what is here and enough wisdom to address what is genuinely yours. I can care without controlling, desire without demanding, and act without claiming authority over every result. This is not a smaller life. It is a life with more room for truth, relationship, creativity, and surprise. Remember this final thought. You do not need to control life in order to feel safe enough to live it. Let another person have their feelings. Let one outcome remain open. Let good enough become enough, where perfection serves no real purpose. Let emotion move without turning it into an emergency. Leave something unchecked, allow something unplanned, and receive one pleasure now. I loosen my grip and return to my life. Not tomorrow, not after every problem has been solved, but here, inside this imperfect, unfinished, and still beautiful moment. My dear, you have more power than fear has allowed you to recognize. Your power is not the ability to control every person, prevent every disappointment, or guarantee every outcome. Your power is the ability to remain connected to yourself when life changes. You can pause before saying yes. You can ask for time before making a decision. You can speak clearly without apologizing for having a voice. You can let another person disagree without turning their opinion into your identity. I have the right to choose what receives my time, attention, and energy. You are allowed to stop managing everyone's emotions. You are allowed to say, I understand that you are disappointed, and my decision remains the same. You are allowed to leave conversations that repeatedly violate your dignity. You are allowed to change direction when new information appears. You are allowed to outgrow an agreement, a role, a habit, or a version of yourself that no longer supports your well-being. I can love others without abandoning myself. You do not need perfect confidence before taking a meaningful step. Courage can walk beside uncertainty. You can submit the work while your hands tremble, ask the question without knowing how it will be received, and begin before every detail has been resolved. A closed door does not remove your ability to knock elsewhere, build another entrance, or reconsider where you genuinely want to go. One answer cannot define the whole of my future. You also have permission to rest. Rest does not erase ambition, and pleasure does not make you irresponsible. Drink the tea while the question remains unanswered. Enjoy the music before the task is complete. Receive affection without searching for a reason it might disappear. I do not postpone my life until everything is perfect. Today is not merely preparation for a better day. Today is part of the life you came here to experience. When control returns, ask, what truly belongs to me now? Perhaps it is one honest sentence, one boundary, one application, one period of rest, or one decision to wait. Complete that part with integrity. Then release the work that worry cannot perform. I trust myself to respond to reality as it unfolds. Open your hands one more time and remember, you are not powerless because you cannot control everything. You are powerful because you can choose, learn, Adjust, protect yourself, ask for help, and begin again. I am capable of meeting this moment. I am worthy of peace before every problem is solved. I allow myself to participate fully in my own life. You do not need life to obey you. You need to know that whatever life brings, you will not leave yourself behind. Hello, my dear. I want you to take a soft breath with me before we begin. Not a perfect breath, not a forced breath, just one gentle breath that says to the body, I am here with you now. Perhaps you have been feeling tired in a way that sleep does not fully repair. Perhaps there are aches in the body, heaviness in the chest, tension in the shoulders, or a quiet fear about your health that you do not always say out loud. Perhaps you have looked at your body and thought, why are you doing this to me? Why do I not have the energy I used to have? Why do I feel so different now? And if that is where you are, I want to speak to you with great tenderness. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is not betraying you. Your body is asking to be loved in places that may have been ignored for a very long time. The body speaks in many ways. Sometimes it speaks through tiredness, sometimes through pain, sometimes through tension, weakness, restlessness, or the need to slow down. And very often, instead of listening, we become frightened. We judge the body. We push it harder. We say, you should be stronger. You should heal faster. You should not feel this. But the body does not heal through criticism. The body softens when it feels safe. It responds to the atmosphere we create within ourselves. Every cell in your body responds to the atmosphere you create within yourself. So today, we are not going to attack the body. We are going to bless it. We are going to speak to it as a dear friend. We are going to fill it with healing light, not as a demand, but as an offering of love. Healing light is a beautiful image, my dear. It can be the light of pure love, the light of life itself, the light of peace, the light of universal energy, the light of your own deepest inner wisdom. You may imagine it as golden light, warm and soft like morning sun, or white gold light, bright but gentle, like divine peace surrounding you, or green light, like the color of renewal, nature, and quiet restoration. Or perhaps your body chooses another color today. Trust that. The body often knows what it needs before the mind can explain it. This light is not here to force the body to become well immediately. It is not here to pressure you. It is not a replacement for loving medical care, nourishment, rest, or practical support. It is a sacred inner practice, a way of saying to the body, you are safe to receive love now. When you imagine healing light entering the body, you are creating an inner space where there is no judgment, no fear, no self-blame, no war against yourself. Only love embracing the places that have felt tense, forgotten, or afraid. Say gently within yourself, my body is filled with healing, light, love, and peace. Let the words move slowly. You do not have to believe them perfectly. Just allow them to touch the body. Imagine the light beginning at the top of your head, softly flowing down over the face, the eyes, the jaw, the throat, the shoulders. Let it move into the chest, the heart, the arms, the hands. Let it move through the stomach, the back, the hips, the legs, the feet. You do not have to direct every cell. Love knows how to move. When the mind imagines something vividly, the body often responds with real feeling. If you remember a frightening moment, the body may tighten even though the event is not happening now. If you imagine a peaceful place, the breath may slow, the face may soften, the shoulders may drop. This is the beautiful relationship between mind and body. So when you imagine light, warmth, love, and safety moving through you, the body may begin to receive a new message. I am not under attack. I do not have to stay guarded. I can soften a little. This is why visualization can support healing. Not because it is magic that replaces everything else, but because it helps the body enter a state where restoration becomes easier. When fear is repeated all day, the body lives in a climate of alarm. When kindness is repeated, the inner climate begins to change. You may not see everything change at once. That is all right. Healing does not always shout. Sometimes healing begins as one soft breath, one unclenched hand, one moment when the body no longer feels hated by you. You can say, I create an inner atmosphere where healing can happen. I love this thought. You are not trying to control every process inside you. The body has its own intelligence. It knows how to mend skin. It knows how to breathe while you sleep. It knows how to digest, repair, protect, renew, and communicate. You do not need to command every cell. Your part is to create a loving environment where the wisdom of the body feels supported. When you are frightened, the body can move into protection. It may tighten, brace, prepare, hold the breath, or stay alert. This is not wrong. It is the body trying to keep you safe. But if fear becomes the atmosphere you live in for too long, the body may become exhausted. It may forget what rest feels like. It may feel as if it must keep guarding a door even when the danger has passed. This is why relaxation is not laziness. Relaxation is a healing signal. It tells the body, for this moment, you can come out of battle. Imagine now that the healing light is warm. It touches the forehead and says, you do not have to think so hard. It touches the jaw and says, you can stop holding back every word. It touches the shoulders and says, you may put down what is not yours. It touches the heart and says, you are safe to receive love. It touches the stomach and says, you can digest life slowly. It touches the back and says, you are supported. It touches the legs and says, you can move forward in your own time. Say softly, I relax, and my body remembers how to heal. You are not forcing healing. You are allowing the body to remember. There is a difference. Force creates tension. Allowing creates space. And space is where the body can breathe. In this practice, you may also find old emotions rising, perhaps sadness, perhaps resentment, perhaps guilt, perhaps the grief of having pushed yourself too hard for too long, perhaps anger toward a body part that has been painful. If this happens, do not be afraid. Sometimes light reveals what has been held in the dark, not to punish you, to free you. Instead of saying, I hate this pain, try whispering, I send light to this place. I listen to this place. I will not abandon this place anymore. This is a holy change. I no longer attack my pain. I meet it with love. The attention moves from war to tenderness, from fear to care, from rejection to relationship. And when your inner relationship changes, the body often feels it. The pain may not vanish in an instant, but the loneliness around the pain begins to soften. The body is no longer suffering alone. My dear, love is the deepest healing energy because love does not force, it does not judge, it does not shout at the body to hurry. Love sits beside the body and says, I am here. We will go slowly. We will listen. We will receive support. We will rest. We will trust the wisdom within us. Fear makes the body contract. Love invites the body to open. So today, let this be your practice. Not to demand that the body change immediately, but to change the way you speak to the body, to raise your energy from fear into love, to fill every cell with a gentler atmosphere, to imagine light moving through you like a blessing. Say quietly, I raise my energy with love. Every cell receives peace. And then breathe. Let the light move. Let the body receive what it can receive today. All is well, my dear. Your body is listening. Your cells are listening. And healing begins in the moment you stop fighting yourself and begin loving yourself back into wholeness. Let me share this with you, my dear. Sometimes the body does not ask for a complicated answer. Sometimes it asks for warmth. Sometimes it asks for softness. Sometimes it asks for a color, a breath, a moment where you stop fighting it and begin to listen. And when we speak of healing light, we are not speaking of something far away from you. We are speaking of love made visible in the imagination. We are speaking of a gentle language the body can understand. We are speaking of a way to say to every part of yourself, you are not alone anymore. I am here. I am listening. I am willing to love you back into peace. There is no perfect color you must choose. Please do not make even healing into another test. You do not have to ask, am I doing this correctly? Did I choose the right light? Is this the right shade? The body is very wise. Often the first color that makes you breathe a little easier is the color you need for today. Tomorrow, it may be different. Healing is alive. Some days the body wants warmth. Some days it wants stillness. Some days it wants tenderness. Some days it wants cleansing. Some days it wants the feeling of being held. Golden light is beautiful when you need energy, warmth, faith, vitality, and the feeling that life is supporting you. You may imagine it like sunlight entering the body after a long winter. It does not rush. It does not shout. It simply warms what has become cold, awakens what has become tired, and reminds you that life force is still moving within you. If you have felt depleted, if you have felt like your inner fire is low, imagine golden light entering through the top of your head and moving slowly through the body, like morning sun touching every room in a quiet house. White gold light is beautiful when you need peace, cleansing, protection, and a feeling of purity and safety. You may imagine it surrounding the body like a soft, luminous field. It does not push anything away with fear. It simply says, only love belongs here now. Only peace belongs here now. Only what supports my highest good may remain. White gold light can feel like a sanctuary. It can wrap around the head, the heart, the stomach, the back, the whole body, and create a feeling that you are held in something larger than your worry. Green light is beautiful when the body needs soothing, balance, renewal, and gentle restoration. Green is the color of leaves, gardens, moss, new growth, and quiet healing. It is not dramatic. It is patient. It says we can grow again slowly. You might send green light to the heart when grief has made it tight, or to the stomach when life has been difficult to digest, or to any tense area that needs to soften. Let the green light be like nature entering you. Let it remind the body that renewal is natural. Blue light is beautiful when the emotions feel hot, when the mind is loud, when the nervous system feels overactive, when you need quiet, cooling, and mental peace. Imagine blue light like clear water or evening sky. It moves through the forehead, the jaw, the throat, the chest. It says you do not have to solve everything now. You may cool down. You may rest. You may let the mind become quiet. Blue light can be very soothing before sleep or after a day when too many thoughts have been speaking at once. Soft pink light is beautiful when you need self-love, forgiveness, inner child comfort, and the feeling of being gently held. Pink light does not demand strength from you. It mothers you. It says, even today, when you are tired, you are lovable. Even today, when you are not perfect, you are worthy. Even today, when you do not know what comes next, you are not abandoned. You might imagine soft pink light surrounding the younger part of you, the part that once felt unwanted, unseen, criticized, or alone. Let the pink light say, I love you. I am here now. And if another color comes to you, let it purple, silver, rose gold, soft amber, clear light, a color you cannot even name. Trust the body, trust the heart, trust the image that brings relief. You may say, my body knows the color of love it needs today. This is such a gentle sentence. It gives the body permission to guide. You do not need to control the whole healing process. You can cooperate with it. Your body has been cooperating with life since the first breath. It has done millions of things without waiting for your conscious command. The heart beats, the lungs breathe, blood moves, cells renew, wounds close. The immune system watches and adjusts. The body digests, filters, repairs, protects, adapts, and serves in silence. Even when you are disappointed in your body, it is still working for you. Even when you are afraid of your body, it is still trying to protect you. Even when it is tired, it is not betraying you. It is communicating. So instead of asking only, what is wrong with my body? Ask also, what is my body trying to protect me from? What does it need more of? What has it carried too long? Where have I not listened? Where have I pushed past its limits? Where can I bring more love? These questions are kinder. They invite partnership instead of war. You can say, I trust the wisdom of my body. My body is always working for my good. Perhaps that feels difficult at first. If you have been in pain, if you have been tired, if you have been afraid, trusting the body may not come easily. That is all right. Do not force yourself. Begin with willingness. I am willing to trust my body a little more. I am willing to listen. I am willing to stop calling my body an enemy. Willingness is a beautiful beginning. And when you listen more deeply, you may begin to feel the connection between the body and the heart. Again, this is not about blaming yourself for illness or pain. Please hear this clearly, my dear. We do not use spiritual ideas to create guilt. We use them to create love, awareness, and support. The body deserves care on every level: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. But sometimes, when the body hurts, the heart is hurting too. Sometimes, a physical ache has walked beside a long emotional burden. Sometimes, tension has lived with resentment. Sometimes, tiredness has lived with sadness that has not been allowed to cry. Sometimes, pain has lived beside years of self-criticism. Sometimes, the body has been holding words the heart never spoke. So do not ask only, "Where does my body hurt?" Ask also, "Where does my heart hurt? What emotion have I held too long? Who am I still angry with? What grief did I rush past because I had to be strong? What part of myself do I keep judging? Where do I need forgiveness? Where do I need permission to stop carrying the past?" You might place a hand on the heart and say, "I listen beneath the symptom. I listen for the feeling that wants love." There may be a feeling under the tension, a memory under the fatigue, a sadness under the tightness, a fear under the ache. Do not go searching with panic. Listen as you would listen to a child who is finally ready to speak, slowly, kindly, without interruption. Sometimes the feeling that wants love is resentment. Resentment can feel powerful for a while because it keeps the story alive. It says, "I remember what happened. I remember how unfair it was. I remember who hurt me. And yes, some things were unfair. Some things hurt deeply. Some things should not have happened." Forgiveness does not deny that. Forgiveness is not saying what happened was acceptable. Forgiveness is not returning to a situation that harmed you. Forgiveness is not pretending you were not wounded. Forgiveness is not letting someone back into your life simply because you want to be spiritual. Forgiveness is untying yourself from the past, so the past no longer has permission to live inside your cells every day. Resentment is like holding a poison in your own body while hoping the other person will feel it. But very often, the body holding it is yours. The chest becomes tight, the stomach burns, the jaw hardens, the mind replays, the heart cannot fully rest, and the old event continues to happen inside you long after it happened outside you. So forgiveness, when you are ready, becomes a gift you give to your body. You may imagine soft pink light or white gold light surrounding the heart. You may imagine this light not forcing forgiveness, but making space for it. And you may say, "I release you and I release myself. I am free now." Say it only when it feels true enough to begin. You do not have to rush. Some forgiveness happens in layers. Today you release one thread, tomorrow another. The body understands gentle progress. You might say, "I release the need to carry this story in my body," or "I do not let the past continue living in my cells," or "I free my heart from the old wound, one breath at a time." This is not for the other person. This is for your breath, your sleep, your nervous system, your heart, your future, your peace. And perhaps the deepest healing lesson of all is unconditional love for yourself. Many people love the body only when it behaves. When it is thin enough, strong enough, young enough, energetic enough, beautiful enough, productive enough, obedient enough. But when the body is tired, aging, hurting, changing, slowing down, or asking for care, they withdraw love. They say, "I will love you when you are better. I will love you when you look different. I will love you when you stop needing so much." I will love you when you are healed. But, my dear, love delayed until healing is complete is not healing. Love is part of the healing. My love for myself is not delayed until I am healed. My love is part of the healing. You do not have to wait until you feel perfect to be gentle with yourself. You do not have to wait until the body changes before you speak kindly to it. You do not have to wait until every emotion is calm before you place a hand on your heart and say, I am here. This is where mirror work can become very powerful. Stand before the mirror if you can, or simply place your hand on your heart if looking in the mirror feels too tender today. Look at yourself with less criticism than usual. Even a little less is enough. And say, I love you exactly as you are today. I am here with you. I will not abandon you. If tears come, let them. Those tears may be the body recognizing that love has finally arrived without conditions. Perhaps the body has waited a long time to hear this. Perhaps it has heard complaints, judgments, comparisons, impatience. Perhaps it has been treated like a project, a problem, or an obstacle. Today, let it be a beloved companion. Say, even today when you are tired, you are worthy of love. Even today when you are healing, you are worthy of care. Even today, when you do not look or feel the way you wish you did, I am not leaving you. Now, let us move into practice. If you are sitting, feel the chair beneath you. If you are lying down, feel the bed or floor supporting you. Let the surface beneath your body hold you. You do not have to hold yourself up all alone. Feel the weight of the body being received. Let the forehead soften. Let the eyes rest. Let the jaw loosen. Let the neck release. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Let the chest soften. Let the belly be allowed to be a belly. Let the hips become heavy. Let the legs rest. Let the hands open. Let the feet release. Take a slow breath in and imagine healing light entering through the crown of your head. It may be golden, white gold, green, blue, pink, or any color your body chooses. As you breathe out, let the light flow down through the head, the throat, the shoulders. With the next breath, let it move into the heart, the lungs, the arms, the hands. With the next breath, let it move into the stomach, the back, the hips. With the next breath, let it move through the legs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet. Say to the body, you are safe now. You may soften. You may receive. Let the body receive only what it can today. No pressure, no demand, just permission. The first door of healing is relaxation. Not because relaxation fixes everything instantly, but because a softened body can listen, receive, repair, and rest more deeply than a body at war. Now imagine billions of cells inside you, like tiny rooms, each with a little doorway. Some rooms are bright, some are tired, some have been closed for a long time, some are afraid to open. And the healing light does not break the doors down. It knocks softly. It says, may I enter? And when each cell is ready, it opens even a little, and a drop of light enters. A drop of golden light, a drop of white gold peace, a drop of green renewal, a drop of blue quiet, a drop of pink tenderness. Let the body choose. The places in pain are not attacked. They are held. The places in fatigue are not forced. They are allowed to rest. The places in fear are not driven away. They are comforted, You may repeat gently, as if speaking to every cell. Every cell in my body is filled with healing energy and light. Every cell knows how to return to balance. Every cell receives love. Every cell releases fear. Every cell is safe in the light of love. Let there be silence between the sentences. Let the body feel the words. Imagine the light not only around the body, but inside the body, in the blood, in the bones, in the muscles, in the organs, in the skin, in the breath, in the places you understand and the places you do not. The light does not need your perfect direction. Love is intelligent. It knows where to go. And if you would like, you can practice this for 7 days. On the first day, use white gold light for safety and cleansing. Let it surround the whole body and say, I am safe to release what I no longer need. On the second day, use green light for balance and soothing. Let it move into the heart, the stomach, and any tense place. On the third day, use golden light for energy and faith. Let it warm the body like sunlight returning. On the fourth day, use soft pink light for self-love and the inner child. Let it hold the younger part of you who once felt unloved. On the fifth day, use blue light for mental peace and sleep. Let it cool the thoughts and quiet the nervous system. On the sixth day, let light enter the part of the body that most needs to be heard. Do not choose with fear, choose with tenderness. On the seventh day, imagine the entire body becoming a field of light, gratitude, forgiveness, and receiving. Each day, repeat gently, I create a healing atmosphere inside my body. That is your part, not to control every process, not to demand instant change, not to fight the body into wellness. Your part is to create an atmosphere of love, safety, trust, rest, forgiveness, and support. The body has wisdom. Give it a loving place to work. And as you do this, something may begin to change in the way you breathe. Maybe not all at once. Maybe quietly. The shoulders may soften sooner. The jaw may release a little. The heart may feel less alone. The body may begin to trust that you are no longer only criticizing it, pushing it, fearing it, or ignoring it. You are becoming a loving presence within your own skin. My dear, your body has been with you since your first breath. It has endured, adapted, protected, and served in silence. It has carried you through grief, joy, fear, hope, work, change, love, loss, and beginnings. Today, stop seeing the body only as a problem. See it as a friend who needs to be held. See it as a home asking for warmth. See it as a sacred companion asking you to speak more gently. Healing light is not far away. It is the love you allow yourself to receive. It is the breath you stop holding. It is the kind sentence you send into the place you once judged. It is forgiveness flowing through the heart. It is gratitude softening the body. It is the moment you say, I will not abandon myself today. If you are ready to send healing light to every cell in your body, write it. My body is filled with healing light. And now, say this with me, slowly and lovingly. Every cell in my body is filled with healing energy and light. I forgive, I release, I receive. My body is safe. My heart is open. My energy is restored. All is well in my world. Life loves you. Your body is listening. Let the light in. And so it is. I will show you an example, my dear, because this is very interesting. Have you ever noticed that the harder you try to fall asleep, the more awake you become? You lie there in the dark. The room is quiet. The body is tired. And yet the mind begins to command, sleep now. You must sleep now. If you do not sleep, tomorrow will be terrible. And the more you command the body becomes alert. The eyes open. The heart begins to beat a little faster. The mind starts counting the hours left before morning. And sleep, which comes so naturally when you are not chasing it, suddenly feels far away. Or perhaps you have tried to forget someone. You say, I must not think of them anymore. I must stop remembering. I must remove them from my mind. And then, strangely, the mind brings them back even more. A song, a street, a small memory, a phrase they once said, everything becomes a reminder. The effort to push the thought away gives the thought more energy. You are not weak for this. This is simply how resistance works. What we fight with fear often becomes louder inside us. And perhaps you have felt this with manifestation too. You want something very much. Love, money, healing, a message, an opportunity, a new life. And because you want it so much, you begin to check constantly. Is it here yet? Is it working? Did I do the affirmation correctly? What if it never comes? What if I am doing something wrong? The desire was pure at first, but then fear wraps itself around the desire. The body becomes tight. The heart becomes impatient. The mind begins to measure every day as proof or failure. And then the very thing you want begins to feel far away. Not because life is cruel, but because your energy has become crowded with fear. The harder you push from fear, the more life feels pushed away from you. This is not a punishment. It is a signal. Life is showing you where you are gripping instead of trusting, where you are forcing instead of allowing, where you are trying to control what can only come through softness. Sometimes life does not need you to try harder. Sometimes life needs you to soften. Now, I want to be very clear. Effort is not wrong. Discipline is not wrong. Action is not wrong. There are many things in life that ask for practice, devotion, and steady attention. If you are learning a skill, you practice. If you are building something, you take steps. If you are caring for your body, you make loving choices. If you want a new life, you cannot simply sit in the corner and say beautiful words while refusing every invitation to grow. Life loves movement. But there is a difference between effort that comes from love and forcing that comes from fear. Loving effort has breath in it. It feels steady. It may stretch you, but it does not punish you. It says, I am willing. I am showing up. I am taking the next step. Fearful forcing feels tight. It says, I must have this now, or I am not safe. I must make this person love me. I must control the result. I must know every detail before I can breathe. One energy opens the door. The other stands in front of the door trembling and blocking the very thing it is asking for. This is the law of reversed effort. There are some things that become more difficult the harder you try to control them. Sleep needs surrender. Love needs space. Creativity needs openness. Inspiration needs quiet. Peace needs permission. Receiving needs softness. Flow needs trust. If you try to grab these things with a clenched hand, they slip away. But when you relax, when you return to yourself, when you allow the body to feel safe, they often begin to come naturally. Say within yourself, very gently, I release the struggle. I allow life to meet me through ease. Do not make even this affirmation into another task. Let it be like warm water moving through the body. I release the struggle. I allow life to meet me through ease. You are not giving up your desire. You are giving up the panic around it. You are not saying, I do not care. You are saying, I care, but I no longer need to strangle this desire with fear. Think of someone in love who becomes frightened. They check the phone again and again. They send one message, then another, then another. They ask for reassurance, but the reassurance lasts only a few minutes before fear asks for more. They try to hold the relationship so tightly that the other person begins to feel the pressure. And deep inside, what they are really saying is, please make me feel safe. Please prove I am not abandoned. Please remove this old wound from me. My dear, this is not love being too much. This is fear asking love to do the work of healing. The answer is not to become cold. It is not to pretend you do not care. It is to return to yourself, to place your hand on your heart and say, I do not chase. I return to myself, and what is right for me can meet me there. Feel the difference. You are not pushing love away. You are no longer abandoning yourself to chase it. The right love does not need your panic to find you. The right opportunity does not need your desperation to arrive. The right path does not need you to collapse in order to open. The same is true with creativity. Have you ever tried so hard to create something beautiful that the mind became blank? You sit there saying, it must be good. It must be perfect. It must work. And suddenly the natural flow disappears. But then later, when you are walking, showering, cooking, or resting, the idea comes quietly. This is because the conscious mind is useful, but it cannot do everything. It is wonderful when you are learning. It observes, studies, corrects, remembers. But when it begins interfering with every natural movement, flow is lost. Imagine someone who already knows how to dance, but in the middle of dancing, they begin thinking, where should my left foot go? Is my arm beautiful enough? Am I turning correctly? What if I look foolish? Suddenly, the body becomes stiff. The dance is no longer a dance. It becomes an examination. And many people live this way. They analyze healing until healing becomes another burden. They analyze manifestation until desire becomes pressure. They analyze love until tenderness becomes strategy. They analyze money until receiving becomes fear. There is a softer way. I allow my mind to soften, and I let the wisdom of life move through me. This does not mean you stop thinking. It means thinking returns to its proper place. The mind becomes a helper, not a prison guard. It can plan, but it does not need to control every breath. It can notice, but it does not need to criticize every step. It can guide, but it does not need to choke the flow. There is an old idea called Wu Wei, the power of action without forcing. It does not mean laziness. It does not mean doing nothing while calling it trust. It means right action at the right time with the right energy. It is the farmer planting seeds, watering the soil, giving sunlight, and then allowing the seed to grow in its own way. The farmer does not dig it up every morning shouting, "Why are you not a tree yet?" That would not be devotion. That would be fear. Life loves movement, but life also loves trust. You still take action. You still send the email. You still care for the body. You still speak honestly. You still learn the skill. You still make the call. But you do it with space around the desire. You do it from love, not from terror. You let your actions say, I am participating. And you let your softness say, I trust life to meet me. So today, my dear, loosen the grip, let your shoulders drop, let the belly soften, let the jaw release. You do not have to chase what belongs to your soul. You do not have to force life to love you. You do not have to check the seed every hour. You can act and breathe. You can desire and soften. You can move and allow. Say quietly, I take inspired action, and I let life breathe around my desire. This is effortless living, not a life without effort, but a life where effort is no longer infected by fear. You do your part with love. You let life do its part with wisdom. And in that softer place, what is right for you can finally begin to come closer. There is something very tender I want you to understand now, my dear. Sometimes the very thing you are fighting is not asking to be conquered. It is asking to be understood. Resistance is often not your enemy. It is a frightened part of you standing at the doorway of change, saying, I am not sure it is safe to let this happen. I am not sure it is safe to receive. I am not sure it is safe to trust. I am not sure I can let go of the way I have protected myself for so long. And when you attack that part of yourself, when you say, why am I still afraid? Why am I still blocking myself? Why can't I just believe? Why can't I just manifest? Why can't I just relax? Resistance becomes stronger because now the frightened part of you feels rejected by you too. So we begin differently. We do not begin by forcing the resistance to leave. We begin by sitting beside it. We begin by saying, I see you. I know you are afraid. I know you have been trying to protect me. You do not have to run my whole life, but you are welcome to be heard. This is such a loving shift. It is not dramatic. It is not harsh. It is not the old way of fighting the mind until the body becomes exhausted. It is softness. And softness, my dear, can do what force cannot do. There is a strange and beautiful thing that happens when you stop fighting the symptoms so directly. Think again of sleep. If you lie in bed saying, I must sleep now, I must sleep, or everything will go wrong tomorrow, the body hears danger. It does not hear rest. It hears command, pressure, threat. The body says, something is wrong. We must stay alert. But if you say, all right, tonight I do not have to force sleep. I will simply lie here and let the body rest. I will let the pillow hold me. I will let the night be quiet around me. Something softens. The body no longer has to perform sleep. It can simply be held, and often sleep comes through the open door of rest. This is the beauty of paradoxical intention. You stop turning the symptom into an enemy. You stop standing over yourself with a whip. You stop saying, this must disappear now. Instead of saying, I must not worry, you say, worry is here, and I can allow it to be here without letting it drive my whole life. Instead of saying, I must not feel resistance, you say, a part of me is resisting, and I can meet that part with love. Instead of saying, I must manifest this immediately, you say, I am willing to desire this without making my body unsafe. The pressure begins to dissolve. The inner war becomes quieter. And when the war inside you becomes quieter, the body finds its own way back toward balance. You may say gently, I stop fighting my resistance. I meet it with love, and it begins to soften. Let that be enough for a moment. Do not use the affirmation like another tool to fix yourself. Let it be a warm hand placed upon your own heart. You are not trying to become perfect. You are learning how to be safe with yourself. Many people try to solve their lives from the very state of mind that created the tension. They feel afraid, and from fear, they try to plan the entire future. They feel abandoned, and from abandonment, they try to fix a relationship. They feel lack, and from lack, they try to make a money decision. They feel jealous, desperate, ashamed, or panicked. And from that state, they ask, what should I do? But the answer that comes from panic often carries the shape of panic. The action may look logical on the surface, but underneath it is still trembling. You cannot heal a fear-based pattern by letting fear lead the healing. You cannot find true clarity while punishing yourself. You cannot create peace while your body is in alarm and your mind is shouting. So before you solve the problem, come back to a safer state. This is not avoidance. This is wisdom. If the house is filled with smoke, you do not sit in the smoke and try to read a map. You open a window, you breathe, then you look again. So when you feel yourself spinning, do not immediately demand an answer. First, soften the body. Take a walk. Step into the shower and let the water touch your shoulders. Write the fear onto paper so it is not trapped in the chest. Listen to something gentle. Place your hand over your heart. Pray. If prayer feels natural to you, look out a window. Touch something real. Say, in this moment, I am here. Do not try to repair your entire life while the frightened part of you believes it is in danger. When you rise into a more loving state, solutions look different. You may still make a boundary, but you will make it without hatred. You may still send the email, but you will not send it from panic. You may still take action, but it will not be soaked in fear. You may still choose yourself, but it will feel clean, not reactive. This is why you can say, I rise above the old state of mind, and from love I see clearly. Clarity is often waiting just beyond the storm of tension. Now, my dear, let us speak of the seed. This image is so simple, and yet it can teach the heart so much. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up every morning to see if the roots have appeared. You do not open the soil and say, are you growing? Are you working? Have you heard me? Are you becoming a flower yet? If you did that, you would not be proving devotion. You would be disturbing the growth. And yet many people do this with their desires. They plant the desire with prayer, affirmation, intention, vision, and hope. And then the next day they dig it up with fear. Is it here yet? Why is it not here? Did I do something wrong? Is there a sign? Has the person changed? Has the money arrived? Has the opportunity appeared? Is life listening? This kind of checking often does not come from trust. It comes from doubt wearing the clothes of attention. There is nothing wrong with noticing progress. There is nothing wrong with taking wise action. But constant checking can become a way of saying to life, I do not trust what is happening beneath the surface. It pulls your energy back into lack. It teaches the body that the desire is not a joy, but a threat. And slowly, the beautiful dream becomes heavy. So plant the desire in faith. Care for it with aligned action. Water it with gratitude. Give it sunlight through loving attention. Protect the soil by not speaking against it every day. And then let life do the invisible work. There is always invisible work, my dear. Roots grow before the sprout appears. Healing moves before the face looks calm. Love prepares before the meeting happens. Abundance organizes before the money is in your hand. Your part is not to control every hidden movement. Your part is to remain in relationship with trust. Say softly, I plant my desire in faith. I do not dig it up with fear. Feel how peaceful that is. You can want something and still let it breathe. You can care and still release. You can act and still trust. You can desire deeply without checking every hour whether life has betrayed you. You can say, I love this desire. I bless it. I give it room. I let it grow in the ways I cannot yet see. And when resistance appears again, as it may, do not make it a scandal. Do not say, oh no, I have ruined everything. Resistance is often a little child inside saying, wait, what will happen if this works? What will happen if I receive? What will happen if life changes? We often think we only fear failure, but many people also fear success. They fear being loved for real. They fear having more money. They fear becoming visible. They fear life expanding too quickly. They fear being envied, judged, expected to maintain something, or pulled away from the familiar identity that has felt safe, even if it was painful. So when the good comes closer, the body may not immediately celebrate. It may tighten. It may say, can I hold this? Will I lose it? Will people leave me? Will they criticize me? Will I still be safe if my life becomes bigger? And because of that fear, you may delay, sabotage, shrink, or choose the familiar problem instead of the unfamiliar blessing. Please do not shame yourself for this. The body often prefers what is familiar to what is beautiful but unknown. So we teach the body slowly. We say, it is safe for me to receive more good than I have ever known before. We do not throw the body into a life it cannot yet hold. We expand gently. We receive one compliment without rejecting it, one opportunity without immediately doubting it, one moment of ease without calling it laziness, one bit of money without guilt, one act of love without searching for danger inside it. Tell the body, we can receive slowly, we can grow safely, we can be blessed and remain grounded, we can be loved and remain ourselves, we can have more and still be kind, we can be seen and still be safe. This is healing, not forcing the door open, but helping the part of you behind the door feel safe enough to unlock it. Sometimes you do not need a perfect plan. Sometimes you only need a small opening of possibility. This is a gentle bridge between fear and faith. Fear says nothing will change. Faith may feel too far away when you are tired. So possibility comes and says, maybe things are not as bad as the mind says. Maybe there is another way. Maybe I do not have to force. Maybe this desire can come in a softer form. Maybe life is working in the places I cannot see. Maybe I can rest today without losing everything. Maybe I can take one step and let that be enough. Possibility is a beautiful word because it does not demand that you leap all the way into certainty. It simply asks you to open the window. It says, let some air in. You can say, I am willing to believe that life can become better in ways I cannot yet imagine. Not I must know how, Not I must control when, just I am willing. Willingness is often the first crack in the wall of resistance. And please remember this too. Your healing does not need to be performed for anyone. Your inner work is sacred. Not every prayer needs an audience. Not every affirmation needs to be explained. Not every change needs to be announced. Some of the deepest shifts happen very quietly, in the bathroom mirror, in bed at night, on a walk, in the car before you enter a room, with your hand on your heart while nobody else knows you are choosing differently. There is great power in private healing. It does not seek applause. It does not need someone to say, "You are doing well." The result will speak in your energy. It will speak in your eyes. It will speak in what you no longer chase, what you no longer tolerate, what you no longer fear the same way. You can say, "My healing is sacred. I do not need to explain my inner work to anyone." Sometimes, my dear, the most powerful work you will ever do is invisible to the people around you. They may not see you pause before sending the message you would have sent from panic. They may not see you put the phone down and choose peace. They may not see you look in the mirror and speak kindly when the old voice wanted to criticize. They may not see you choose rest instead of punishing your body. But life sees, your body sees, your heart sees, and every quiet, loving choice becomes a new foundation beneath you. Now let us practice together, gently. Let the shoulders drop. Let the jaw soften. Let the tongue rest. Place one hand on the heart if that feels good. Let the body know you are not here to attack it. You are here to return to it. Breathe in and whisper inside, "I am safe." Breathe out and whisper, "I release the struggle." Ask yourself, without judgment, what am I trying to force because I am afraid I will not have it? Do not rush the answer. Maybe it is love. Maybe it is money. Maybe it is healing. Maybe it is an apology. Maybe it is clarity. Maybe it is control. Maybe it is the need to know exactly what will happen next. Just notice. There is no shame here. Now ask, if I trusted that life is helping me, where could I soften today? Perhaps you could soften around timing. Perhaps you could stop checking the phone. Perhaps you could take one action and then release the outcome. Perhaps you could stop asking your body to heal faster than love allows. Perhaps you could stop demanding certainty before taking the next step. Perhaps you could rest. Let these words move through you like a quiet stream. I release resistance. I stop forcing what is meant to flow. I allow my desires to come to me in the right way. I take inspired action without panic. I stop checking the seed. I trust what is growing beneath the surface. It is safe for me to receive. All is well. Do you feel the softness in this? You are not giving up. You are not saying the desire does not matter. You are simply removing the fear from the desire. You are letting life breathe around it. You are giving the seed soil, not interrogation. You are giving the heart reassurance, not pressure. My dear, you do not have to abandon your dream. You only have to abandon the frightened way you have been clinging to it. Keep the dream. Love the dream. Bless the dream. Take the next step when your heart is guided. But do not let the dream become another reason to hurt yourself. Do not turn manifestation into a test of your worth. Do not turn healing into a race. Do not turn love into a chase. Do not turn receiving into tension. When you stop gripping, life can breathe with you. When you soften, the flow returns. When you accept the resistant part of yourself, it no longer has to shout to be noticed. When you trust, life has room to do the invisible work. The desire that is right for you does not need your panic. It needs your openness, your alignment, your love, and your willingness to let it arrive in the way and timing that serves your highest good. If you are ready to release resistance and let good come to you, write it, I release resistance. And now, say this gently, as if you are blessing your own life. I release resistance. I stop forcing. I trust life. I allow my desires to come to me in divine timing and perfect ways. I am safe to receive. All is well in my world. Life loves you. Let it come. And so it is.